Join me in welcoming Joel Farrell. Hey, Joel, how you doing today?
I'm doing really good. Thanks, Steve. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, thanks. You have a new book, How Literally Anyone Can Become a Millionaire. Tell us first, though, a little bit about you and how you show up in the world.
Yeah, so I actually just turned 40 this year in the mortgage industry. Been doing that since 2006. Got into kind of a real estate journey, you know, and then kind of in the last couple of years, kind of getting into a little bit of a different lane and started a podcast, started a YouTube, started Instagram, started building a platform called Strive for 25. And it's just, hey, how does the everyday person start to get traction and get ahead and build wealth in this crazy, crazy world? So that's just the basics there.
I love that. And again, the book is called How Literally Anyone Can Become a Millionaire, Your Proven Formula for Millionaire Success. Tell us what inspired the book.
Well, for me, I think everyone that accomplishes something or has a success story. A lot of people kind of have this what Patrick Bet David calls a paradigm shift moment. This moment in your life that just shapes the way that you look at the world and kind of changes the trajectory on your that you're on. And so, 2018 was a moment in my world that kind of shifted the way that I looked at things, and it kind of goes back to a book called The Power of Consistency with Weldon Long, and that's a little bit of what this book is inspired by. And it's just, hey, you know, at the end of the day, the biggest reason people don't reach their goals is they stop. After a week, two, a month, 6 months, a year, most people, may not see results, and so they stop. And there's so many distractions in this life that the greats, the best, they put a goal out there and they just don't stop till they get there. And so this book is kind of patterned and geared towards showing somebody the blueprint of how do you tap into some superpowers that are inside you to help you increase the odds of reaching your goals.
I love that. So I won't ask you the unfair question of which of your children is your favorite, but what is your favorite part in the book?
um, I never really thought about that, to be honest. I mean, the favorite part of my book, I'm sorry, the favorite part of this book is towards the end when we kind of start mapping out the action items that it takes to be able to really start marching towards your goals. Because the thing is that they're so easy. The action items that you'll see at the end of the book, they're easy. But that's really where the secret is that they're so easy, that they're easy to do, but they're also easy not to do. And that becomes really, I think, the defining moment is that being able to master the little bit of easy things is really what over time and the power of compounding adding up in your favor as opposed to working against you.
So I love how you said that because I think a lot of times success is easy, but then we make it hard. So, what are the things that people do that make their life more difficult than it needs to be on their journey towards success?
I think the biggest struggle, and this kind of goes into my own situation, my own personal struggle, is that I'm impatient. I want results today, just like everybody else. I want to see these results happen today, and I think the biggest thing is understanding that if you want something amazing, you want something that is going to change your life, you want something really cool and powerful. It doesn't happen overnight, and just really kind of wrapping your brain around understanding that, hey, time, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's not going to be a week thing or a 6 month thing or even a year thing. It takes time to be able to make something truly valuable, to build it and structure it and create it. So just understand that, these things, it takes time, and understand that it's not going to happen overnight.
I love that. If you could go back, you said you just had your 40th birthday. If you could go back to the 20-year-old version of yourself, what advice would you give you? What do you know now that you wish you would have known 20 years ago?
I love this question because I hate this question. And let me explain. I think so many people on Twitter, on Instagram, and think, well, what would I have told myself 10 years ago? And I look at myself and, you know, even if I was telling myself all these golden nuggets that I've learned along the way, like, I don't think in my brain 10, 15 years ago, I would have been ready to receive those golden nuggets of information. And so I feel like the journey, the struggle, the failures, the learnings, all that is part of the journey. And so the advice that I would tell myself is, dude, don't worry. You're right where you need to be. You're going to figure it out.
Oh, that's great advice. I mean, how many times, especially when we're 20, or worse yet, when we're like 16 or 17, are we living our whole lives for the future rather than just doing the best that we can do today?
Yeah, I mean, that's such a good point. Like that, I know that inner turmoil. Am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? I'm gonna go have fun, live for the present. Versus, you know what? I want to spend some time and really carve out a little bit of lane for the future. That kind of polar opposite, that struggle, the internal dialogue and anxiety, I think is something that I struggle with along the way. But yeah, like at the end of the day, you know, you can't have, you know, light without darkness. You know, you need both.
So, you've gone through a lot of things. You mentioned being in the mortgage industry, and over the course of just the last couple of years, let alone if you start talking the last 10 or 12 years, it's been a relatively volatile industry. What things do you do to help yourself stay consistent?
Yeah, that's a really important question because one of the things that's unique about our business or any sales business is that, you know, you do XYZ actions, and a lot of times you don't know if they're going to work or not work for a period of time in the future. And so it's can be difficult and challenging to know what's the right actions to be spending time on, because at the end of the day, you know, the sales cycle in our business and other businesses is going to be, you know, a time frame of weeks or months or even longer than that, maybe even years for things to work out. So it's trying to rely on, you know, advice from past leaders and your own successes and your own failures, and really trying to just drill down on what are the things that are really going to be impactful for your business. And then from there, once you've identified the things that can be that are going to be powerful to move the needle for your business, it's, you know, one, taking accountability for yourself, and then relying on other people as well, other leaders and coworkers, and but for me personally, you know, I got to find that one thing. What's that one thing that I can do every single day that'll move the needle a little bit every single day and not break the chain? And you're gonna see that in the book too. That one thing that you can stay consistent on, and because there's so many things to do, but if you can continue, just pick one thing that you can do over a period of time and do it every single day, even on the weekends. Like for me personally, I do things on weekends to keep that needle going. Just one little bit of thing to keep the process going, and that for me is powerful.
I love that. So, tell us just a little bit about what Strive for 25 is and what a person can learn and do in it.
Yeah, the 25, right? People ask, well, what's the 25? The 25 comes down to, hey, if somebody can shape their life to save 25% of their income, then they're going to be in a great position to be able to have money saved and then have choices on how to invest. And we're not here to tell somebody how or what they should be investing in. We'll share examples and options, but I think there's so much content out there about cutting and budgeting and, you know, cutting your Starbucks coffee, and that's going to be the path to building wealth. And at the end of the day, it's like we only have so many hours in the day, and what's going to be the most impactful and powerful use of that time? What's going to have the most powerful use over a period of time? And the power of compounding. What's spending time on things every single day over time? Those actions compound. When you're focusing on cutting and budgeting, there's a limit on what you're going to be able to accomplish with that time. However, we talk about this with the savings equation. You know, income minus your expenses equals your savings. It's very simple. I just don't think there's enough time spent on the income part of it. And so if you can spend a little bit of time every single day on how to generate more income, increase income, whether it be on your current business or whether it be on a side hustle or a side business, that's where we're seeing people get ahead, save, is by being creative and focusing on things that could be potentially exponential in terms of the return on your time, and focusing on skills and increasing income. So the Strive for 25 part of it, we've broken this down into three wealth equations. The savings equation, which I just shared, the investment equation, which is very simple. You buy an asset, you get a rate of return over a period of time, and that becomes your total return. And then the results equation. The results equation is very simple. Your thoughts literally, you know, affect how you feel, which affects your actions, and over time become your results. And so any point in time, you're going to be either on one of these, this kind of triangle equation. Either going to be working on income, working on investments, or working on how you're going to be able to make changes to get to where you want to be, and maybe even more than one at a time. So really, it comes down to those basic equations in terms of building wealth.
I love that so much. So, for somebody who wants to be part of the Strive for 25 community, how can they connect with you?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming, Facebook community app and Facebook and things like that. But the best way to connect is going to be on Instagram. And that's strive for 25 underscore. So you can follow us there. You can message us there at any time, and we'll be happy to kind of point you to some more resources. We've got obviously the ebook coming out. We've got an online course that's out there. We have a few more things coming out too. So if you want to learn more, just get to Instagram and follow us. And also the podcast is out there too. We're 70 episodes in. So any podcasting app out there, Spotify, Apple, etc., you can follow us there as well. Steve, I'm losing you. Can you hear me?
And I'm muted. Let's try talking again. The book is called How Literally Anyone Can Become a Millionaire, Your Proven Formula for Millionaire Success by Joel Farrell. You can get it today for free on Amazon. I dropped the link there. Joel, thanks so much for spending some time with us here today.
Thanks, Steve. Definitely appreciate it.